good. Right here is Jack Koga. It's not tough to. It's a tough thing to do, Jack. Your principal and athletic director were kind enough to come on, but we wanted to get your reaction to the ball game. First of all, let me congratulate you on just a tremendous comeback. Your team was down. They appeared out of it, but well, they went down fighting.
I was very proud of them. We could go out with our heads up. You know, they were in a ball game the second half, and I thought we were just a basket away from getting over the hump when we cut it to 5 and had the ball laying on the rim. It didn't go in for us.
Yeah, I made a note at 4:08 to go in the fourth period. You cut it to 5, 53-48, I believe it was, and you had a shot. It didn't go in, and who knows what happens when you get that one down.
We had another chance, too. We came down. We still had the ball and threw it away the next time. So, you know, that was a critical point for us probably. But their press hurt us this first half for about 2.5 minutes, and then we had to foul late in the ball game. But they're a great ball club. They're a great ball club.
Rudy ran a bunch of players in there on you, and I think that appeared to keep the momentum going for him early on.
Right, it did, and you know, we just got rattled a little bit there. I think maybe we hadn't played probably somebody that big and that quick for a while, and they were catching the ball and going to the hoop with it.
Congratulations on a very fine season. Just getting here is quite an accomplishment, and the way you guys came back is certainly to be admired.
Well, thank you. We're proud of kids.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you very much.
Let's go back now to Frank Bassoni. Frank?
Thank you very much, Jim. We're about set for this basketball game between the Madison Trojans, 26-4 on the season, and Timothy Christian, 23-8. Timothy Christian finished third in the state last year with 25-8 and finished second in 1975 with 27-6. So they're not unfamiliar to the Champaign-Urbana turf. Meanwhile, Larry Graham's had 11 years at Madison, and he's got an astounding 218-80 record, Dick Campbell. Timothy Christian is led by their big star, Jeff Hirt, their center. He's a 6'7". He's the captain of their team. He's a senior, 175-pounder, 17 years old. He averages 21.1 points a game. He's a good one.
Yeah, he's an all-stater, Frank. I've watched him there in Elmhurst, and he can shoot it up over top of people. He's about 40% of their offense, and they are very efficient getting the ball to him inside. And here is Morris Hughes. He's their top rebounder and their top scorer at 16.9 points per game. And at 6'1", he goes and gets the ball off that board at 9 per game.
Okay, now we're ready to go down to the PA announcer. Here's Tom Trent.
Now let's meet the participants for our final quarterfinal round game of the day. First, the Trojans of Madison High School with a record of 26 wins and 4 losses. Their head coach, Larry Graham, in his 11th year at the school, where his record is 218 victories and 80 losses. The team members for Madison, number 11, Tyrone Eccles. Number 13, Kerwin Stanley. Number 23, Greg Lucas. Number 41, Richard Borney. Number 43, Tony Johnson. Number 53, Mark Czar. Number 55, Kevin Brown. And now the starting lineup for the Madison Trojans. At a forward, a senior, 6'1", number 35, Kerry Guest.
Kerry Guest had 8 points in the super sectional, averages 6.1 on
the other forward, a junior, 6'2", number 25, Pat Hatter.
Pat Hatter will play the point on some pressure. Hatter's quick. He averages 15 points a game. Had
Starting at center for the Trojans, a junior, 6'1", number 45, Morris Hughes.
Hughes averages 17 points a game.
At one guard position, a senior, 5'10", number 15, Ricky Powers.
Quick Ricky Powers comes out, averaging 7.2 on the season.
A junior, 6'1", number 33, Charles Claggett.
Claggett, a good scorer, averaging 13.9 and shoots nearly 50%. Timothy Christian and Madison.
Now let's meet.
You know, this is the only team, Madison
High School of Elmhurst. They're only 22 victories, 8 losses. Their head coach, Don Greenfield, in his 13th year at the school, where his record is 277 wins, 93 losses. The team members for Timothy Christian, number 20, Carl Voss. Number 22, Paul Sterenberg. Number 30, Dan Reitzma. Number 34, Steve Van Kooten. Number 40, Gary Tameling. Number 44, Jack Voss. Number 52, Jim Hooks. Now the starting lineup for the Trojans of Timothy Christian. At one forward position, a sophomore, 6'2", number 50, Bill Pasteur.
Only 16 years old, Bill Pasteur comes out averaging 5.1
The other
points a
forward,
game.
a senior, 6'2", number 42, Tony Miller.
In a change in the last minute, Tony Miller comes in the starting lineup, replacing Dan Reitzma.
Starting
Miller
at center for
averages
Timothy
3
Christian,
points a game.
a senior, 6'7", number 32, Jeff Hirt.
Averaging 21.1, Hirt, the All-Stater.
At a guard position, a senior, 5'9", number 12, Steve Savall.
Steve Savall comes out, the co-captain along with Hirt on this team.
And the other guard for Timothy Christian, a senior, 6'1", number 14, Ken Klein.
Another co-captain averaging 9.4, Ken Klein.
The officials for this quarterfinal round game, Dick Ruggles from Nashville,
Dick Ruggles on the right, the coach formerly of Cobden. Dick Ruggles from Nashville, Ron Michelson of Springfield, the officials in this game.
I was starting to say that Madison's the only team in the Final 8 here that does not have a big man. Have you noticed, one of the criticisms, or not criticism, but a commentary on Class A basketball is they don't have the big man. But we've seen 7 excellent big men on the inside. You're going to see another one here in Timothy Christian.
Frank, I'd like to just throw in a kind of a sidelight here, kind of personal too, if you'll pardon me, but Pat Flanagan from Springfield, who last year worked the championship game with Ron Michelson, had open heart surgery in Springfield. I understand he's doing real well, probably watching tonight. We want to wish him the very best. I know he'd rather be here.
You bet. Good luck to Pat and his recovery. All right, we're set for basketball. It's the final quarterfinal game of this opening Friday. Timothy Christian of Elmhurst. Their school colors red and white. They're out of DuPage County against Madison, St. Clair County. They're from southwest Illinois down near St. Louis. We're set to go, and Hirt gets the tip, and the Trojans start the game with the ball. Klein and Seaval in the backcourt for Timothy Christian, checking right off the bat. We get a 5-second count, and Madison puts the pressure on. Madison in green and white. Their enrollment 504. Coming up on the right, Madison with the basketball. Let's check to see what they do. They put a high post man in the middle. That's Morris Hughes. Hughes can get the ball inside. Here's a steal by Ken Klein. Klein.
He's noted for that. He's the key defensive player out in front. Long wingspan. He gets hands on the ball a lot.
All right. Seaval in the front with the basketball. He turns to the right and looks for help. They're doing a little trapping on the D right now. Looking downstairs to the All-Stater Hirt. He turns it around and knocks one in. Jeff Hirt.
That's his game right there, and that's their game. He turnaround jumper in the hole.
He shoots 55% from the field. Here's a shot up by Claggett. Let's see the call. It's going to go down. Bucket is good by Charles Claggett.
Well, here's the first look at the press and how Timothy handles it.
It's kind of a diamond press here by Madison in the backcourt, and boy, they've got some team speed. They beat once top-rated Lawrenceville in the super sectional in overtime to get here. That score was 74-68. Hirt inside, steps in, banks it up and in.
Very nice move. He put it on the floor. He doesn't only turn around and shoot over you. He'll put it down and take it to the basket occasionally. Keep you honest.
Powers comes up, number 15. He's the point guard. Madison working around the periphery of the Timothy Christian zone. Here's a whistle, traveling violation call against Pat Hatter.
That's a tight zone. They don't give you anything inside, and they'll punch out from the inside and get a hand up on the shooters. They'll like to lay off a player or two that's not a good shot out there.
Well, perhaps outside shooting is what's needed against that.
Definitely. Yeah, Don Greenfield said the team that bothers him are the one that is a balanced scoring club that they can't slough off on and cheat on somebody.
Well, they've got one tonight. Ball goes down in the corner. That's Pasteur with it. He's only a sophomore. Klein's going to try. Top of the key. Rolling, no. Pasteur goes for the ball. It's on the floor. We have a jump ball.
The sophomore, Bill Pasteur, is very physical. He's a little spotty being a sophomore. He'll play well for a while, and then he'll hit a little bit of a slump, but he's going to be a good one.
Kerry Guest goes in the lane against Pasteur, and the jump.
Pasteur got the tip. He knocked that thing right over the end line.
All right, the Madison Trojans with the basketball now. Ricky Powers comes up in the backcourt. Let's see if Madison gets their offense in gear here. Shot by Hughes, banging, not good. And Hatter, foul on the rebound. Pat Hatter picks up a second quick personal. Or check it, maybe that's his first. That's a mistake.
Yeah,
That's his
Tony
first
Miller had position, and he came in and got a piece of his arm.
Well, pressure defense was the order of the first game, and it's again here as Timothy Christian leads Madison 4-2 with 5 minutes and 49 seconds to go here in this opening stanza.
They'll be very deliberate with attacking that press. They're not going anywhere. They're just going to handle it.
They go into Hirt in the middle, poked away and picked off by Madison. Powers has the ball. He jets into the front court. He whips the ball in between the defenders, and out of bounds it goes, awarded to Timothy Christian.
You mentioned, Frank, that 42 started in surprise. He's a senior. He's been getting 10 rebounds from that position for them, and they felt they wanted to go to him as that starting. He uses different people through that spot in the lineup.
He's got some weight, too, 185 pounds. He's got some strength in there. Okay, this is Saval on the right side going downstairs. Here it again. Turnaround one-hander. Banging, no good. Tipped once, not good. The rebound is to Madison. A little slow on tracking here. I got a hunch you'll see some offensive work in a few minutes by Madison.
Well, if they can get that tempo going, again, this is Timothy's pattern. They'll keep you from going that fast. Tight zone here. They're going to have to open them up from the perimeter.
Madison scored 109 points in one game this year against Lebanon. Here's a shot outside. Is down by Charles Claggett. That ties the game at 4, and all 4 points Charles Claggett by Madison.
2-1-2 setup against that press, with a 6'7" kid in the middle to handle it if there's nowhere else to throw it. They put it up there like a volleyball for him.
Okay, Klein outside looking in the high post. Hirt comes there. Saval whips the ball to Pasteur down in the corner. Pasteur is 185 pounds, only 16-year-old sophomore. In the middle it goes to Hirt. He started to turn around, and Morris Hughes held him.
Yeah, they'll force it in there, and you're either going to let him shoot it or you're going to get some fouls going after him.
First foul on Hughes. When you get that much production out of a player, Hirt shoots 55% from the field and averages over 21 points a game. You're going to see the ball in his hands quite a bit. Saval, the quarterback, outside with Ken Klein. Klein backing in foul line, now comes into the lane and goes out to Pasteur for a pop. Madison inside track rebounding. Game is tied at 4. Hatter, foul line runner. Doesn't go. And Morris Hughes climbing on the back of Jeff Hirt.
Going up over the top of him. He's going to have that inside position out of that zone, and he's going to get most of those rebounds. Here it comes. It's up. He's up in there higher, and Hughes gets over top of it for a second foul.
4 minutes, 8 seconds to go. Opening quarter, game tied 4-4. Timothy Christian and Madison. A lot of conversation in this tournament about who might win it. Both of these teams have been mentioned as possible champions of this tournament. We've seen other 3 fine teams win so far. Oakville, Luther South, and Peoria Bergen. Pasteur in the left corner for Timothy Christian.
They're keeping good track of here inside with that 1-3-1 zone.
Tony Miller's down low. Hirt slips it out to Klein for a pop of the foul line.
They're going to have to get that. They've got to bounce the inside with some timely shooting on the perimeter. Klein will do that for you.
Timothy Christian by 2. Powers out between the rings, going to shoot a long one. 22-footer goes down. Ricky Powers slapped one in outside his first 2. He only averages 7 points a game, but he got that one in with some confidence. Here comes out to help out against the pressure, and Saval sets up. Both these teams nicknamed the Trojans. There's Tony Miller, free down low, steps in, puts it up, missed it. Hirt has the board, off the glass and in. Jeff Hirt once more. He has 6. Timothy Christian by 2. It's like an even matchup. Horace Hughes tries and misses, gets his own rebound and fouled.
They got to block him off. He's going to that board. Good offensive rebounder. Their top rebounder.
The biggest man on the court is Timothy Christian, center Jeff Hirt. He goes at 6'7". He goes down and sets a post on the left side, and he gets a high lob stolen by Hughes. Nicely done. He stepped in front. You've got to play in front of a guy 6'7". Here's Hatter having the ball snapped out of his hand and out of bounds to Madison. Coming into the game now for Madison. 53 is Mark Czar. Right now there's a timeout on the court. 2:23 to go, first quarter. The score is tied at 8, and one of your network sponsors is DeKalb Ag Research.
Immediately following the first half of this game.
Farmers have been boosting corn yields with DeKalb hybrids since the days of horse-drawn planters. Today's innovative farmers continue to depend on research companies like DeKalb. That's why their high-yield corn programs start with DeKalb XL55A. Yield is the best description. Add fast dry down of quality grain on healthy plants, and you have a yield-packed hybrid. Just a few of the good reasons innovative farmers depend on DeKalb XL55A.
It's a short journey to this place called Dairy Queen, where everything is pure, delightful. Smooth, buttery caramel flows past fruit, lush and juicy. And all around, it's light, cool, and creamy. Where can you discover this taste that's smooth and good? The Dairy Queen Sundae.
Dairy Queen, it's a real treat.
Any rebroadcast or other use of the descriptions or accounts of this telecast is prohibited without the written permission of the Illinois High School Association, which also has the approval of the announcers used on this network. Frank Bissoni, Jim Turpin, and Dick Campbell at the Assembly Hall at Champaign-Urbana. 2:18 to go, first quarter. Timothy Christian and Madison, and here's a steal by Timothy Christian as the score is tied. Ken Klein and Steve Saval in the backcourt for Timothy Christian. A steal by Hatter. Hatter's out in front on the break. Here he comes to the goal. A foul was first on the way, and the goal will not count. Foul's going to be called on Saval.
There was a change of the defense there off of that timeout. It went to a 1-2-2, and Saval threw it into a deflection.
The foul was called on number 12, Steve Saval, the first against Timothy Christian.
So there it is there. That went in late. And Pat Hatter, 25, the 6'2 junior, has 2. Dropped the first one, his first point. He shoots 75% at the foul line, and he averages 15 points a game. He had 23 against Lawrenceville in the Super. Got them both. This puts Madison in the lead by 2. They press all over, and it's a real swarming press. Timothy Christian under control, heads up. Hirt, the big man, comes up to the middle and takes the ball.
Timothy fights that sort of pressure all year long. Everybody tries to do that to him, so they're pretty well schooled in how to handle that.
They really stay calm when their guards look down the court. They keep their head up. There's Hirt in the middle for a 6-foot swinger. Not good. And Mark Czar claims the board. Czar is 53 for Madison on the post, a 6'5 sophomore. There he is down low. Klein poked the ball out of his hands. Carl Voss comes in for Timothy Christian. V-O-S, 6'1½", a senior. Has been a starter at times this year. Madison with the ball. Claggett outside, a 20-footer. Charles Claggett, 12-8, Madison. 6 points for Charles Claggett. Again, the pressure. And again, Christian comes up in the back. A trap, and there's Hirt out to help at 6'7".
They had a 3-on-2 there, but Hirt kicked it back outside of the guards. They start over. They'll pick away at you.
Their names are the same, the Trojans. Their style is different. Saval along the baseline gets to Hirt. Angle shot along the baseline, socked it in.
Soft touch, soft touch.
He has 8 points. Fine-looking basketball player. Hatter powers between the circles. Good crowd involved in the game now as Hatter goes down low. Inside, Guest has a shot blocked by Hearton, picked off, but stolen by Hatter, and he stepped on the end line. Good defensive work by Pat Hatter, and then he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, they're matching up in that back line. You hear them talking to one another, and they're picking up people in their zones.
35 seconds to go, first quarter, and Madison leads Timothy Christian 12-10. Klein has no trouble coming up on the right side. Between the circles, 25 high, controlling the basketball, Carl Voss. Voss goes to the point, looks down low. They're trying to front here. There's 2 men on him right now.
Going for 1 shot, 2 down. They'd like to go 12-12 at the quarter.
10 seconds now. 9, 8. Voss moves in, looks. 6, 5. Klein holds. 4, 3. Will they get their shot? Here's Pasteur, a long one, not good at the end of the first quarter. The score, Madison 12, Timothy Christian 10. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance.
Country Companies don't just offer an insurance discount on new homes. We offer more, like special low rates as your house gets older. In fact, your home may qualify for Country Companies' low rates if it's 5, 10, 20 years, even older. So if you're high on your home, see how low we can be on your homeowners. Country Companies, insurance for home, auto, life, health, business, and farm.
Today's news word is palpable. Palpable means obvious or readily seen. For example, the urban poverty of Asia is most palpable in Manila. Palpable.
Newsword is brought to you by Sheridan Bank. Bring us $10,000 before Thursday, and in 182 days, we'll give you back $10,000 plus $745.75.
Madison leads Timothy Christian 12-10. And you know, Timothy Christian played Luther South twice this year. They won 29-19 and lost 35-23. And they allowed only 11 points in the first half of their super sectional game against Franklin Center, and they won that 46-30. On the other hand, the Madison Trojans have scored 109, 103, and 101 this year, and you're looking at that contrast.
Yeah, they're very good defensively. It's not a sophisticated defense out on the court, but they don't give you much inside.
Here's a steal by Pat Hatter of Madison, his second steal in a row, and he tracks down the ball, gets it underneath, inside layup, good by Claggett. Madison goes up by 4. They're
Don Greenwood up there questioning the loss of the dribble there down in front of the bench. No call.
First quarter, Christian had 5 out of 11, Madison 5 out of 9. There's a foul underneath on Pasteur's shot.
Tyrone Eccles got him going by.
Tyrone Eccles in, a 5'9" senior, averaging 5.9. He had 10 in that super sectional game. Here's the sophomore we talked about earlier, Bill Pasteur, 6'2", 185. Shot that in. He only shoots 53% at the foul line, but he scored that time. His first point of the night. Tony Miller is going to check back in for Timothy Christian. And Don Greenfield calls a timeout at 7:31 to go. Second quarter, Madison 14, Timothy Christian 11. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Ag Research.
Acres of gold keeping America going.
Hey, Mom, when do we eat?
Acres of gold keeping the trade winds blowing.
Go on. Thanks, Grandpa.
Acres of gold keeps the economy growing.
I'm gonna sit by you, Grandma.
Oh, it's a great feeling knowing we've got acres of gold.
DeKalb, as much a part of American farm life as having supper with the family.
It's a great feeling knowing we've got acres of gold.
In the first game tonight, Peoria Bergen evicted Gibson City from the championship 66-55, and here Madison has a lead on Timothy Christian 14-11. Bill Pasteur of Timothy Christian steps to the foul line for his second free throw. He made his first and had a bolt. 7:31 to go. Second quarter.
Here we got a little press now, a little more active defense out front. Kind of a 2-1-2, 2-1-2 at three-quarter court. They're back in that basket defense now, the 2-3.
Timothy Christian cooking up a little strategy with Don Greenfield during that timeout. Tyrone Eccles with the basketball out between the rings to Claggett. Claggett under control. It's a zone. Doing a little navigating out there now is tiny Tyrone Eccles. He goes in the right corner.
Klein is dropping off of Eccles. I think he feels he won't put it up. He's given help inside. Number 14, Klein.
53 is Lazar going through the middle, trying to set a post. He's 6'5". Eccles comes over on the right. Down Patter drops it downstairs inside, and here's Kerry Guest having the ball off his hands and out of bounds to Timothy Christian.
Madison's using a lot of patience, though. They're not seem to get excited. They score a lot of points in the season. You think they may want to get it cast up there and get things going, and you don't want to do that against Timothy. You gotta play with him for a while to get something opened up.
Saval outside, looks down low for here. Can't go there, goes instead left baseline. Comes back out foul line. Pasteur, a popper from there. Bouncing no. Looks like a foul on the rebound called against Madison. Czar. 53 is Mark Czar picking it up.
Here it goes after the ball. He's very clever. He didn't get with his body very much. He's up above everybody, and Czar stayed in there with it and ended up getting around the arms.
First foul on Czar. Here it missed the free throw. He had 8 points.
At 65 free throw shooting percentage, here does not shooting as well as Don Greenfield thinks he should from the line.
Shoots awfully well from the field at 55. Here's a steal by Timothy Christian, and right now they take control and come back up the court. They're down by 2, but the style of the game, here's another steal by Hatter. That's his third steal of the game. Get into the driving Claggett all the way to the goal, steps in and scores. Let's see if it counts. He's called for a charging foul. Here's the signal. Basket is good by Claggett, and the foul is on Claggett.
Yes, right, and nice play, reverse dribble, dishes it off, and watch Saval, number 12, get over there, establish position. There he is. Nice positioning, no doubt about that one. Sends the other line with a chance to cancel the 2.
A little courage by 5'9" Steve Saval. He stepped right in there and earned himself a trip to the foul line. He'll shoot 1-and-1.
74% free throw shooter. They've won a lot of ball games with his free throw shooting in the fourth quarter, along with Klein's 78%.
That one doesn't go. It looks like a lane violation on 53, Mark Czar. And that'll give Saval another chance. It's pretty costly if he hits 2 now. He got that one down. Madison 16, Timothy Christian 13 at the 5:56 mark here in the first half. Hope you'll join us tomorrow at 11. Those semifinals come your way.
I don't believe Saval's had a shot from the field. That's his first point.
Here's another. Perfect. The lane violation cost 2.
There's a little press here.
Madison the ball. They lead by 2. Still in the first quarter. Hatter is nearly stripped by Klein. Returning the favor. And Eccles controls in the front court. Tyrone Eccles.
Coach Greenfield up there again. He thought there might have been a forced turnover, but not so.
Czar turns and shoots over Hurt and knocks it in. Mark Czar. It's his first hoop of the night. Madison by 4. There's that press. Saval comes up on the right hash mark and gives over to Klein. Now Pasteur comes out to help. They exchange down low, and they really got a crowd around here downstairs. Saval goes toward the baseline, looks for the big guy. He's not there. Instead, it's Pasteur. Eyes it up and got a lot of time. Took the shot, didn't get it. Inside rebound, Miller, not good. Next rebound, Hatter. He had a man down the court, but he was fouled before he could throw the ball by Tony Miller. 42 22, Tony Miller, made the foul. Take a look at it here.
Yes, here he comes, and he was trying to retreat, trying to get down the court, and Hatter just sort of veered to the left and got a piece of him.
Hatter with the basketball to Eccles. Eccles going to eye up a shot, and he drew the gun. He didn't pull the trigger, and he traveled. Timothy Christian down by 4, has the basketball back. 4:53 to go here in this opening half.
They check pass all the time. They make people commit off the trap. They'll fake the pass and make somebody get up in the air, and then they deliver it.
Madison gets a substitute off the bench. Looks like Kerwin Stanley, another little guard, going to check in. Savall starts with a left-hand dribble to the baseline, stops, and back out to Klein.
It's been a while since Hirt's had the ball. They're keeping him well contained.
2 and 3 men around Jeff Hirt. As soon as they saw that he was going to hurt them with his scoring inside, they've really put a crowd around him, put the clamps on him. Savall comes down to the baseline. Something's got to be open. That shot is.
Yeah, that's Savall. He should be doing that for them. They need some help on the outside there.
Get some offensive help elsewhere as is Madison concentrating on shutting down Jeff Hirt. Eccles holding outside. 4 minutes to play. Second quarter. Madison by 2 with the ball. Claggett, a runner. The baseline goes down. Charles Claggett hit that one. He has 12 points in the game. Madison has 20. Timothy Christian 16. Miller's in trouble in the front court. Whips the ball, tracked down by Ken Klein.
In that 1-2-2, Hatter out the point. He's gets his hand on a lot of passes.
There's Pastor looking inside, steps in down the lane, puts it up off the board, bouncing in. Nice touch. He put it high off the board.
Right, to get up over that hand, he had to put a little extra arch on it, and nice shot.
Here's a near steal and a pick off by Savall. Did he fall out of bounds? Yes. Good hustle by Savall, who leads Timothy Christian in floor burns.
It's funny, he gets a bucket down, he gets a free throw, and all of a sudden he's involved in the game a lot more.
In the game, Kerwin Stanley, 13 for Madison. The shot goes up and not good. Timothy Christian has the board. They're going to try to shoot for the tie.
There's Tony Miller.
3:07.
Tony Miller with his muscle getting up on that boards. That's why he's in that lineup.
Physical guy. Pastor outside's also got some weight. There's Savall. Hirt goes through the middle. Kerry Guest is fronting him all the time, and somebody picking him up from the back. They still try to get it into him, and it goes off his hand out of bounds. It's got to be frustrating for a young man like Jeff Hirt with a man in front of him all the time, as you see Don Greenfield of Timothy Christian shouting some instructions. Now Madison comes up. This game has stayed close right from the beginning. Here's a shot outside by Eccles is in. Tyrone Eccles hit outside his first 2. 22-18 Madison. 2.5 to go. Looks like Madison's going to force Hirt way outside before he can get his hands on the ball. Klein works to Savall.
Kerry Guest is playing him man-to-man. He's chasing him all over the court out of that zone.
You bet he is. There's at least 2 people around Hirt all the time as the traveling violation turns the ball over. Look at this Madison record in the last 5 years. 26-3, 29-3 first in the state, 25-5, 25-5, and here they are 26-4. These are some fine basketball teams. Inside Guest, turnaround left-hander over Hirt, didn't go. Ball out of bounds, will have a jump ball. It looks like Mark Czar for Madison and Bill Pastor for Timothy Christian. Czar has the height advantage here at 6'5". Pastor goes at 6'2". So the green gets the tip, and on it a foul committed on by Steve Savall of Christian.
They both went for the ball, and Savall was a half a step late, and he got the foul, his second.
Country Companies Insurance and the nearly 1,000 Country Companies agents in Illinois are happy to be co-sponsoring these basketball telecasts. Hope you're enjoying our presentation. Madison working the ball around the periphery of this Timothy Christian zone defense. Now inside Guest. He's got the left-hander swatted away by Jeff Hirt.
The rejection.
Hirt pressed the reject button on this one. Ball comes into Stanley. Back to Eccles. He slides left on the dribble. Here's another block by Pasteur, came back to Hatter. Madison controls. Madison in green, Timothy Christian in white. Madison with a 4-point lead. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Sliding to the baseline for a one-hander that's up and in by Kerwin Stanley. Madison getting outside shooting here from Stanley, and Eccles leads by 6. Ken Klein whips the ball ahead to Hirt. Comes down to Pasteur along the baseline. A charging foul on the sophomore. Bill Pasteur is quick. Harry Guest got position.
Right, he stepped across there. Nice job defensively. Took away that baseline.
All right, now Madison, let's see what they do. No signal by Larry Graham that time for one shot, so Madison comes down. We assume they'll not go for one here. 1:05 to go. Madison by 6. Eccles exchanges with Stanley. A couple of small guards who've got speed, quickness, and ball handling. They've each hit an outside jump shot. Hatter in the corner. Goes back to Eccles, goes inside to Guest. Will he try the left-hander again? Slid away from his man and traveled.
Madison is showing real fine patience. You know, they really are not being hurried out of their game.
Larry Graham there shouting some instructions. That's the 8th turnover there against Madison here in the first half. 8th turnover. 40 seconds now to go here till the end of the first half. Christian with the basketball. Guest is still fronting here. It's working. He started off by banging several shots home, and Madison changed their defense against him, and a whistle away from the ball. That time Guest got too physical, pushing against Jeff Hirt.
Hirt is moving, working hard to get free. They're just people are doing a nice job keeping track of him inside, and if they keep after it, they may get somebody in foul trouble trying to keep track of him.
Now they're going to have a Madison substitution come in here. Number 23, Greg Lucas, a 6'2 senior, comes on. Lucas makes his first appearance. 26 seconds to go here, and Jeff Hirt shooting one in bonus. He got the first one down. 9 points for Hirt. He had 21 in the super sectional against Franklin Center, but that was in a 46-point game. Here's the next shot, not good. Madison has the ball. Hurrying into the front, Kerwin Stanley. 18 seconds. They're going to go for one shot now. Madison 24 and Christian 19. Madison with 12 in the ball. Counting it down. Let's see what kind of last shot they get. Hatter and Stanley exchange. Eccles looks at the shot. 5. He goes into the lane and fires it up to the ceiling and right through. Tyrone Eccles hit it, and that's the end of the first half of play as that worked to perfection for Larry Graham and Madison. And they go into halftime with a lead of 26-19. We'll recap the individual scoring for you and have some messages right after this from the IHSA.
Well, what'll it be, Harry? Regular or trim? What?
Oh, no.
Yep. Oh, out cheering the old alma mater again last night, huh? You're really into high school sports, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what you rock.
Exciting. Yeah.
You know what I can do? You know what?
Economical? Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
Something the whole family can enjoy. Hey, how about you guys? Anybody else see that game last night, huh?
Oh, yeah. It was great.
The Savings Game, a game you should be playing with United Savings of Central Illinois. United Savings can show you all the savings moves and help you choose the move that best suits you, your family, and your future. The Savings Game. You should be playing it with us, United Savings of Central Illinois. We want you to win at the Savings Game.
It's a happy feeling when you save with us.
Since 1936, the Peoria Easter Seal Society has been helping youngsters like these. Through therapy programs, children of all ages have had the opportunity to lead normal lives. Your gift can rebuild bodies, muscles, and futures. Hi, I'm Rolly Keith, your host of the local Easter Seal Telethon. I hope you'll join me for the fun and entertainment beginning at 10:30 p.m. March 22nd, continuing until 7 p.m. March 23rd here on Channel 19. Remember, for these kids, money walks.
We're at halftime with Madison leading Timothy Christian 26-19. Dick Campbell, this Madison Ball Club has scored over 100. Doesn't look like they're going to get that tonight, but they have done a good job against a very good Timothy Christian team.
They really have, Jim. Timothy has dictated the tempo just as I thought they would, because they've done that to a lot of people that they've played. But credit to Madison. They're not panicking. They're not excited. They're moving the ball carefully, and they brought a couple people off the bench, a couple 5'9" guards, Eccles and Stanley, that have stuck the ball from the perimeter, and that's given them that lead. They're doing a great job of keeping track of Hirt inside. He's got somebody in front of him all the time. It appears that number 35, Kerry Guest, is playing him man-to-man, and they're getting some added help in the backside out of that zone. So the tempo is dictated by Timothy, but the lead is with Madison.
As we've mentioned several times, the favorites have been all over the place in this tournament, but certainly these are two teams that have gotten a lot of recognition as being possible teams that could win it all.
Well, they've each got their distinctive style. We are not seeing Madison playing their best game. But again, you have to play this conservative, careful game sometimes, and you have to be able to get by and play the other guy that has that opposite attack that you have, and they seem to be doing that pretty well. But Timothy will be in there at the end, no question about it.
We'll be back with our special guest in a moment. That'll be Ron Felling, the coach at Lawrenceville. But now a reminder that one of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance.
Dave Bender just bought another $25,000 of life insurance. Not unusual, except 6 weeks ago, Dave had a heart attack. He also had a guaranteed insurability option he'd arranged through his Country Company's agent, so he could buy more insurance at low rates regardless of physical condition. Guaranteed insurability, the option that gives you options. Country Companies, insurance for life, health, home, auto, farm, and business.
Stuck in a kitchen you can't live with? Sunnyland Cabinet knows what a kitchen should be. Your kitchen should fit your family's lifestyle. Your kitchen should be designed especially for you, with features that make life a little easier. You don't have to live with an outdated kitchen. Let Sunnyland Cabinet show you a kitchen you can live with and love working in.
Remodel your kitchen now and save 30 to 40%. Free design service and financing is available at Sunnyland Cabinet.
This is Frank Reynolds. The 80 vote is on, and ABC News leads the way. ABC will present the issues and bring you the most comprehensive political coverage in this presidential election year on ABC's World News Tonight, and with continuing news specials. For up-to-the-minute local election results, watch Channel 19.
Are you smart enough to eat at McDonald's for free? 2 right answers can win you a free meal, starting next week in McDonald's great new double-choice quiz.
Jim Turpin once again down on the court. Our guest now is Ron Felling, the coach at Lawrenceville, who has won this thing a couple of times. You didn't have to get all dressed up, you know.
Well, Jim, I tell you what, it's good to be here. It's been a great tournament thus far, and this Madison Timothy Christian game, I think it's going to go down the wire the final half, but I really think that Madison probably has too much quicks for them.
You had a good ball game against Madison yourself. I guess you had that game almost won, didn't you?
Well, yes, almost counts, I guess, closeness and horseshoe and hand grenades, but we did have a 8-point lead with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go, and we missed 3 one-on-one free throws in the last minute and a half, and we made a couple mistakes in the backcourt. Madison has extreme quickness, and they hurt us a couple times with turnovers on their press, and we sort of just gift wrapped it and gave it to them. But they're a good ball team, and they're a fine representative from our area.
Ron, I'm impressed with Madison's ability to change gears. They're playing Timothy's game, but they're doing it under control, showing good coaching.
There's no doubt Larry Graham does an outstanding job. In fact, I'm really impressed with the fact they're using a little gimmick defense in the first half. They used a little diamond and one. They're taking this their 6'2" hustler Guest and putting him in front and denying Hurt the ball inside, and using that little diamond pressure in the forecourt. So they're causing a little disruption on getting the ball inside, and that's to the main gun of Timothy Christian.
Ron, what did you think of the ball clubs you saw this afternoon, or were you at the games today?
Well, yes, I was at the games. I thought this has been a good tournament. The Mount Pulaski, they come within 2 of winning, I guess, on free throws in the last few seconds. Peoria-Bergen, I think is going to be it'll be a very good ball game with the winner of this game and Peoria tomorrow afternoon. But Luther South, I think, displays the most talent with Pierre Cooper and Martin and Gray. They have an awesome front line. Of course, we're sort of happy if it's a consolation. We own a victory over Luther South already this year, and I think they're going to come out of the upper bracket myself.
Ron, thanks very much. Congratulations again on a very good season. I know you and my good friend Ron Heron had some battles down there this year, and we expect to see you back here anytime.
Well, we'd like to be back. It's been a long time since '76, and you know, you quit with a bad taste in your mouth if you don't get here in the big house. And I think you're all doing a very good job on the telecast, Nick and Jim. And I'd like to say that all the coaches out there, I'd like for them to join the Illinois Basketball Coaches Association. It's a great organization, and I want to put in a little plug for them.
Always a salesman, Ron Felling. Thanks, Ron. Let's go now to Frank Bassoni.
Thank you very much, Jim Turpin. And the scoring in the first half here for Timothy Christian. First of all, Bill Pasteur had 4. Dan Reitzman didn't score. Jeff Heert, the center, had 9 quick ones and then got bottled up. Steve Saval with 4 points. Ken Klein had 2. Tony Miller didn't score, and Carl Voss didn't score. And that's the scoring of Timothy Christian's 19 points in the first half. They're trailing by 7 as the Madison Trojans have 26. They're led by Charles Claggett with 12. Tyrone Eccles had 4, and Kerwin Stanley had 2. Mark Czar with 2. Ricky Powers with 2. Morris Hughes with a deuce. Kerry Guest didn't score but played tough D, and Pat Hatter had 2 points for Madison's Trojans, and they lead this halftime 26-19. Now let's pause 5 seconds for station identification.
Genesis 2, tonight at 12:20, here on 19.
Now stay tuned for second half action. We'll be ready for the tip-off in just a moment. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Ag Research.
Farmers have been boosting corn yields with DeKalb hybrids since the days of horse-drawn planters. Today's innovative farmers continue to depend on research companies like DeKalb. That's why their high-yield corn programs start with DeKalb XL32A. Long grain-packed ears, dry down fast, and kick out big yields at lower populations. Just a few of the good reasons innovative farmers depend on DeKalb XL32A.
When I was at Hardee's the other day having a big roast beef sandwich, I found out something big was happening right nearby. So I decided to drop in myself.
The Roadrunner is excited about the new look in town and is coming to see. Check your local newspaper for the time and place of the Roadrunner's appearance nearest you, March 15th and 16th.
See you there.
Hardee's, best eating in town, up and down and all around.
This is Jeff Jackson. New C19 told you a lot last week. Here's some of what you saw. Deb Darnell had a report on a new escort service in Bloomington Normal. Paul Powers painted a dismal job picture in LaSalle, Peru that's getting worse. Sue Peters and Nat Harrington reported on the fiery resignations of 2 Peoria Housing Authority board members. And Dan Cummins and Al Shepston followed the Illinois State, Bradley, and ICC basketball teams into postseason play. You saw a lot last week because at New C19, we're in the news business.
With some sparkling shooting and quickness, Madison leads Timothy Christian at halftime 26-19. And speaking of scores, Jim Turpin, you have some.
Here's some AA scores. West Aurora 60, East Aurora 56 in overtime. Rockford Jefferson 50, Belvedere 43. Was Peoria Richwoods 56, Peoria Central 44. Moline 68, Kewanee 66 in overtime. De La Salle 48, LaGrange Lions 43. East St. Louis Lincoln 49, Edwardsville 42. Effingham 87, Mount Vernon 59. Gordon Tech 54, Maine West 51 in overtime. New Trier West 76, Stevenson 66. Lincoln 44, Kankakee Eastridge 41. And listen to this one. Springfield Southeast 65, Quincy 63. Just a couple more, Frank. Ridge Central 60, Thornridge 54. Downers Grove South 71, St. Lawrence 60.
Some dynamite scores from great teams, and I hope you'll join us for the Class AA Tournament 2. Madison shot a blistering 63% in the first half on 12 of 19. Timothy Christian was 7 for 17, and no wonder Madison has that 26-19 lead. They're still playing that junk defense, as some coaches call it, a gimmick defense, Ron Felling said, with Guest guarding here all over. Here's a shot missed outside by Saval. Ball rolling around, and Timothy Christian goes for it. Let's see. Foul, I think, on Christian's Tony Miller.
Loose ball down there on the floor. Tony's big enough to bump people going after it, and he caught one.
And he cleaned house a little bit over there and got called for the personal, his second. So Madison will try to draw first blood here in the second half. Who will it be to join the Final Four? Will it be Madison or Timothy Christian? Ball in the lane, stolen by a Christian. Klein sees the floor and whips the ball all the way down to Hirt. Steps in, puts it up and in.
There's the Timothy Christian fast break.
That's what you call the controlled break, and boy, Klein saw him and zeroed it in. Hirt knocked it in. 26-21, Madison. Down low, Morris Hughes, a turnaround, soft touch that didn't go. Hirt has the board. So now Christians can cut two more off the lead. Here's a near steal by Kerry Guest, but it's awarded out of bounds to Timothy Christian.
Guest getting in there on his arm. Coach Greenfield is wanting the call.
Here's Bill Pastor in the right corner now to Saval. Looks in downstairs. Pastor all alone, put it up and in. Somebody forgot a defensive assignment.
Yeah, Coach Greenfield is outstanding with his adjustments. And at that half, he's made an arrangement to pull Hirt out of there, pull that man out, and slide somebody down the lane.
26-23 is Madison's lead. We have a timeout, and one of your network sponsors is Country Company's Insurance.
Got the bucket?
Get the insurance man.
Wayne Carey?
No, he's life.
John Dolby?
Auto.
When you have all your insurance with country companies, you get one agent to call, one agent, to help make sure you have the right coverage and to speed your claims.
Wally Stupsker. Wally Stupsker.
Country companies, insurance for home, auto, life, health, farm, and business.
Hello, Wally Stupsker. The insurance man. The window washer.
We had that game in the bag.
I thought that's why you wanted Mickey to participate in high school sports.
To learn how to lose?
To build character, set goals, to learn that things don't always turn out the way you want them to. Oh, hi, Mickey.
Tough break, kid.
Sometimes you get the bear, and sometimes the bear gets you.
Madison and Timothy Christian in a three-point ball game, and Dick, it looks like we may have a really sizzling second half.
Yeah, we're back to within reach for Timothy, and they've made an adjustment to that gimmick defense that you referred to, and or either they stumbled into it or it's something that'll come back and we'll see it again.
Morris Hughes' shot goes astray, and Saval has the ball, but he's tracked in and picked off. Hatter has the ball loose and picks it up and puts it in. The defense turned one over, and Hatter got it in for Madison, who has a 5-point lead back. Third quarter and 5:57 to go in it. Klein's in the backcourt. The defense turned one over for Madison that time. Now Tony Miller with the basketball. Timothy Christian. 5 down. And they lose the ball as Pastor has one slide through his fingers right in front of us here.
Lost a little concentration there. He's thinking about pushing it in the corner, and it slipped off his fingers.
Eccles, who gave Madison a good lift off the bench, gets it over to Hughes on a shot not good. And Miller rips one off the glass. Here's a near steal in the backcourt, but Saval wheels along the baseline, sees Miller alone, underneath, puts it up and in.
Very nice feed. Spotted him, popped open, and got the ball to him, and Miller stayed right with it and made the shot.
His first two, and he was nearly too far under, but he adjusted and got it in. There's a traveling violation on Claggett as he went into the lane, had the right idea as Larry Graham cheers him on, but the ball slipped out of his hands, called for walking. We'll try to get Jim Turpin to review those AA scores for you once more. I know that you're interested in those too, and we'll pass them along once again here. Here's a time violation of the backcourt.
It's been taking 7 to 9 seconds to get that ball up the court, but that time they ran out of it. 10 seconds.
Well, Madison's defense hands them the ball back. 3-point lead in the ball. Hatter way outside. We'll find out if Eccles is going to shoot again. Here comes a shot by Claggett. Slaps around the rim, not good. And a foul on Claggett on the rebound. Charles Claggett, a 6'1" junior, picked up the personal. That turns the ball over to Timothy Christian. You can just feel that the crowd believes this game is going to go right down to the wire. Here's a shot out of the corner by Saval. Not good. Claggett has the board.
They're trying to push the ball down the court, try to see if they can't beat their defense back.
Hughes' shot doesn't go. Miller rebounds, and Christian brings it up. 4:20 to play, third quarter. Klein way out on the front court. Madison's forced Christian's offense way out.
Backside.
Miller's alone under the basket. Now they cover up on him. He gets the ball and slows it up. For a hot moment there, he was by himself. Now he exchanges the other side. Pastor, a 10-footer, banked off the board. Miller rebounds, fakes once, puts it up, and is whacked. Oh, wait a minute.
A rare call. A rare call. Usually go up strong with that. They're not going to cause the offensive foul. Let's look at it again. Fake, neutralize him. He did jump into him. There's just no question about that. But it's not always called.
These officials across the board have worked fine tournament so far.
Well, they're the best in the state, no doubt about it. When they get here, they've earned their way.
Pat Hatter with the basketball for Madison. Here's Eccles trying again outside. Didn't get that one. Hatter outside has the long rebound. Hughes eyed it up.
There are those quicks that Coach Felling's talking about, the quick hands, just there a second quicker.
Claggett in some traffic, gives to Hughes. Christian's defense is very good right now. Guest along the baseline shoots. The rebound fought for along the baseline. It is tapped away by Hurt. Another rebound, and Guest knocked that one in. Caught a break.
Yeah, that was. He stayed right with it. 5-point lead again. We just got to get that ball inside to Hurt.
Right now that Madison's got Hughes playing in front of him, Guest along behind him. They've sandwiched him in. So Klein tries it outside, tipped up once with the left hand by Pasteur, and Madison has the next one. They whip it out and run. Claggett into the lane, stops and puts one off the glass and in. It's gonna count, and he's gonna get a charging foul. Good mechanics by Ron Michelson. He let us know what happened there. Charging foul and the hold.
Released the ball, then carried on in, so the shot's good and the charge, and Ken Klein picked up that foul.
Claggett has his average of 14, and Madison leads by 7. 2:50 to go, third quarter. The last quarterfinal game of this Friday. Tomorrow, it's the semifinals. There'll only be 4, and we start at 11 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Hope you'll join us. In deep trouble, getting the ball out now is Saval, as Christian tries to eat into that Madison lead. Ken Klein whistles and calls timeout. With 7:2:29 to go here in the third quarter. Madison 32, Timothy Christian 25. And one of your network sponsors is DeKalb Ag Research.
Over 50,000 producers make their hogs odds-on favorites to win the marketing race. They sell on Heinold Hog Market's strong daily market for all types and weights of hogs. When prices drop, they protect their profits through Heinold's Guaranteed Hog Price Program. Run the marketing race with Heinold and take home a bigger purse. 23 Heinold Hog Markets serve Illinois producers.
Fix up your home inside and out with values from True Value Hardware Store's Hardware Week Circular. Like this Black & Decker drill guide for just $9.88. This Diston hand saw for just $9.99. And this Red Devil pad painting kit for just $5.55. Protect against fires with a Kidda home fire extinguisher for just $10.99. And for cleanups or storage, get a box of True Value trash bags. They're just $4.99 at participating True Value Hardware Stores and home centers.
Madison leading Timothy Christian 32-25, and Dick Campbell Christian doesn't want him to get away.
No, that's right. That timeout was very, very important. Now they're gonna work hard for one more to get back up in there within 5.
Our sponsors are happy to bring you these tournament games on television. If you have any comments, we'd be happy to hear them. Write high school basketball, box 1112, Bloomington, Illinois 61701. Let us hear from you. We hope you're enjoying it, and we'd like to work hard to do what you'd like us to do here on the tournament telecast. Fouls on Hatter. Number 2 on Pat. With 2:11 to go, Timothy Christian has the ball back. Bill Pasteur clears to Ken Klein. Christian needs a hoop. Can they get it this time down? Saval slides in, bounce pass baseline, Miller for a layup. Good pass and a good hoop.
Yeah, reversing the ball. I think that's what they're going to have to do. They're over-shifting to the ball side with Hirt, and if they can reverse it that way, I think they've got something going on that backside.
Strong Tony Miller has 4. 32-27 is Madison's lead. 1:40 to go, third quarter. Hatter tries a drop-down pass that's tipped out of his hands nicely. Not a bounds to Madison. Timothy Christian, 3rd in the state last year. Back trying to do better than that this year. Here's a steal by Kine. He's going to the hoop against Eccles. Nice 3-1 against him and comes back outside. Now Pasteur looks for Hirt. There's still 2 men on Jeff Hirt wherever he moves. Saval tries outside. Doesn't get it. Miller does.
Big bucket off the board by Miller again. He really is doing a fine job on both ends on the boards.
6 points for Tony Miller.
And we're back to within 3.
All right, 3 points now is the Madison lead with 1:03 to go. The momentum might be going toward Christian now. The shot outside by Eccles, not good. Rebound, Hughes. That was a for-real rebound.
Got up there quick and released it before they had a chance to react to it.
4 points for Hughes. 45 seconds now here in the third quarter. 34-29, Madison. Saval has a bad angle, and he is fouled along that baseline left. Claggett picked up the personal. Number 33. Timothy Christian coach Don Greenfield gives some instructions for him. Here comes the 4th foul on Claggett. Number 4 right there. And that's a herder because Claggett, the leading scorer for Madison. Will be a 2-shot violation. Steve Saval has 4 points. He's a co-captain. Didn't get it. 37 seconds. Now Madison's going to get Mark Zarr, Z-A-R-R, a sophomore at 6'5" off the bench.
They're changing up between the big man and trying to muscle with Hirt and then with the quickness of Guest.
Saval has another for Christian. And he got it. 4-point Madison lead. Backcourt problem, falling down and traveling called on Pat Hatter. Looks like one of his feet slipped out from under him.
Yeah, they've got a couple people in there to shoot from the perimeter, and I'm not sure they can handle the press.
7th turnover of the half on Madison. The shot just missed by Hirt. And the Madison Trojans have the basketball. 25 seconds. Larry Graham is up yelling 1 shot. Now Eccles holds it outside along with Hatter. 17, 16. We count it down. Third quarter. Madison going for 1. 8, 7, 6. Shot pass goes inside, stolen. Will they have a chance to get a shot off? It's going to be from half court at 1 second, and it doesn't go. That's the end of the third quarter. The score, Madison 34, Timothy Christian 30. And one of your network sponsors tonight is Country Companies Insurance.
Country Country companies don't just offer an insurance discount on new homes. We offer more, like special low rates as your house gets older. In fact, your home may qualify for Country companies' low rates if it's 5, 10, 20 years, even older. So if you're high on your home, see how low we can be on your homeowners. Country companies, insurance for home, auto, life, health, business, and farm.
When you're decorating, you could go to an expensive interior designer, or you could come to us. We're Andrews of Canton. Visit us. We're just off the square. We'd love to help.
Hi, this is Rolly Keith. Why don't you join me at the Pekin Mall this Saturday at 1? You'll have a chance to meet Candace Early, who plays Donna Beck on All My Children, and Michael Storm, who portrays Dr. Larry Woolock on One Life to Live. I'll be there with your favorite daytime drama stars this Saturday afternoon at 1 at the Pekin Mall.
Unless we have an overtime, 8 more minutes will decide the 4th semifinalist. Will it be Madison, 34, or will it be Timothy Christian, 30? Claggett of Madison leads all scorers with 14. He's got 4 personals, is not in right now. The tip controlled by Madison. Czar going to the basket. Tips it out to Eccles for the shot. Not good, and Tony Miller, who scored all 6 of his points in the second half, has another rebound.
Well, he gets position. He doesn't get up that high, and he's not that tall, but he gets his share of them.
In the second half, Christian's only committed 2 fouls, Madison 4. Hirt, the center for Christian, only has 11 points, but they've bottled him up on the defense. He's a fine-looking basketball player. All right. Madison has a free man down low. Hatter, and he's quickly covered up by Jeff Hirt and fouled. Second foul on Jeff.
There comes back, and there's no doubt. I think that was a good foul to get. He stopped him from getting the 2-pointer. He's only got his second foul. They're a smart ball club. They do the right thing at the right time.
Pasteur came out. Carl Voss back in for Christian. And Hatter at the foul line has 4. Now has 5 points. Madison by 5. 75% free throw shooter, puts it up. Missed that one. The tip is once, not good, and Hirt has the board. Christian now trying to cut down the lead. Voss outside. Christian will need some scoring from someplace besides here. They've concentrated the defense Madison has on him. Klein barges down the lane, banks it off the board and in. Ken Klein. And as we move to the 7-minute mark, Madison's lead is 3. Kerwin Stanley in some traffic. And Eccles. They've gotten some good relief by Eccles and Stanley in the backcourt here tonight, Dick.
Yes, they have. The perimeter shooting, and now they're starting to settle down with the ball handling, too. They've got good depth.
Well, Madison's demonstrated that they can run. They've also demonstrated they can slow it down and play, too. Tony Miller comes out of that scramble with the loose ball for Timothy Christian. Now they could get down within 1. .6:30 to play in this final quarter. Saval between the circles, looks inside. Here it's still covered up. Saval starts along the baseline. March puts it up. Not good. Madison's got the ball and is running. Christian gets back. Their transition game is good. They get back on the defense very well, and Madison sets up. They go inside to Hughes, fouled by Klein. First foul on Ken Klein. Simply means out of bounds for Madison. See what they do on the out of bounds play. It's a zone, of course, on the defense. And Eccles holds the ball. Tyrone Eccles gives to Kerwin Stanley, who fakes, and now Czar tries. The sophomore misses a 17-footer, and Tony Miller has another one.
He owns the right side of that board over there, doesn't he?
He planted himself, and he's got the weight to make it stick. Klein comes down the left, goes inside Hirt, turnaround one-handed, no good. Voss rebounds and is held by Czar of Madison. That's a good look at that. Good position there by Carl Voss. Now Kerry Guest, 35, enters your picture in the lineup for Madison. Morris Hughes takes a rest. Here's a shot up and in. The first point by Voss. He has another. This brings it within one. And Timothy Christian's fans erupt as they're within 1 point at 5:45 to go. Wheeling into the front court is Eccles. All right. Here's Guest out of the dead corner, missed it. And a foul on Voss.
Voss got up in there a little too close, wanting to block out after the shot, and was underneath him when he came down. You'll see it here. The shot followed through, and surely enough, he did foul him.
We hope you're enjoying our telecast tonight. DeKalb Ag Research and the more than 750 DeKalb dealers are glad to be one of the network co-sponsors for this action. Kerry Guest slipped in the foul shot. He shoots 52% from the free throw line. He's got 3 points and eyes up another. The left-hander? No. Jeff Hirt in the middle track picks off the board. Madison by 2. Christian with the ball. 5:25 left in the game. This could be an only in the movies finish. Here's a whistle before Hirt shot. And he got called for traveling. Got the ball in the hoop, too.
Yeah, he did. He did slide his feet, no doubt about it. He's having trouble getting control of it and shuffled him a bit.
Stanley up in the back. Timothy Christian in their zone defense. Hatter looks at it and comes back outside. Here's a shot outside by Eccles, a set shot that didn't go. Miller battling the board over there, and I think he had the position.
He sure did. He was inside, and he spread out. I wonder if it wouldn't be a good time for Madison to try to go to a delay game. Here it is again now. We'll see him on the inside, 42.
Boy, he's got his name on that blue paint down there in that lane. It says Tony Miller.
Yeah, as I was saying, Frank, I think that maybe it might be a good idea to try to pull him out of that zone, pull Timothy out, because as long as they still have that lead.
Here's the foul shot by Miller, not good. Everybody stood around. Hirt picked up the rebound and knocked it in. Madison wasn't sure, and Hirt went and got it. And the game is tied with 4:55 to go. Czar baseline. He shoots. The sophomore missed it. Saval rebound. And Timothy Christian has a chance to take the lead. Oh, what a change of events. Madison led at the half, 26-19. And as the clock comes down to 4:37, the game is tied. Will Timothy Christian score now and get the hammer? Klein between the circles. Both of these teams very well coached. Disciplined basketball teams. There's a lot of poise out there for these youngsters. It's amazing the pressure that's on them. And yet they perform oh so well. Hirt again, no good. Miller rebounds. He's fouled by Eccles.
Guess who inside on that right side? He's on that weak side. I guess they just, Coach Greenwood sends him to the weak side on the offense. Garbage man.
He's got a barrel of rebounds, a little bit like the old NBA player Bailey Howell, but I tell you what, he really goes after that ball, and he's now at the foul line.
Hirt's had so few shots that he's, when he finally gets one, I think he's cold, and he's having a little trouble getting it started again.
He only shoots 44% at the foul line, and he has had 6 points here in the game and in this half. He didn't get that. We're going to have a jump ball on the rebound. I think it'll be Hatter and Hirt. Coaches, there's Larry Graham yelling some instructions. Madison and Elmhurst are sweating this tight one out. Here it comes. Somebody's on there too soon for Madison, and Timothy Christian has the basketball.
Yeah, Kerry Guest, I think, slipped in there too soon.
4:12 in this game.
I guarantee they'll get a good shot here.
The coach talks with a lot of confidence. Let's watch. Saval looking. Voss sets the high post and goes away from it.
There he is.
Here's Hirt, 12-footer, missed it. Rebound, Madison. Miller had his hands on it in a minute, but Hatter came out with it. Kerwin Stanley comes up in the back. Right to left walking call against Charles Claggett, who just came back in, made it, quick move, shuffled the feet. So Christian again has a chance to take the lead. We're tied at 36. There's only 3:40 left in this one.
Guards handle that press so well out there. They really have a ton of poise.
That's Klein. Now Saval. Baseline. Hirt. He's going to try it. Got it! Jeff Hirt slapped in his 15th point.
Those Timothy people are going wild. They know he may have it started again.
And here comes Madison trying to get back to a tie now. Madison had their way the first half, and now a whistle. And Madison says timeout at 3:12 to go in this basketball game. It's now Christian 38 and Madison 36. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Ag Research.
Acres of gold, keeping America going. Acres of gold, keeping the trade winds blowing.
Plant DeKalb hybrids, and you'll harvest acres of gold.
It's a great feeling knowing we've got acres of gold.
Whether you're a night owl on your way home or an early bird with a bucket of worms, you can bank anytime with Automatic, Commercial Bank's 24-hour teller. When you're in a hurry or when you have all the time in the world, no matter what you're up to or into, you can make deposits, transfers, and cash withdrawals 24 hours a day at any of 4 Automatic tellers. Automatic Banking. Commercial National Bank of Peoria.
Madison shot 63% in the first half, and in this half, Dick Campbell, they're only 4 of 18, have lost their lead to Timothy Christian.
Right, and Timothy has not shot super either, but they're right there with the lead, so it's going to go down the wire, I believe.
Christian 8 out of 20 in the second half. Here's the shot by Morris Hughes to tie the game with 3 minutes to go.
That's a big bucket for them.
Shot. That's only 6 points for Hughes, but boy, did that one count. Madison is in the breathing range again. 2:50 to go in the game. It's tied. Madison playing the defense. Timothy Christian looking for the good shot. And a foul out on the front court.
Steve Saval, 74% free throw shooter. Coach Greenfield told me we've been awfully lucky in the fourth quarter with the free throw shooting of Klein and Saval, and we're at that point again, and they're each 74, 78% shooters at that line, and could be the difference again.
You like to have guards that are those fine foul shooters because their hands are on the ball the most time.
Well, that's the way it's structured, to keep it in their hands.
Saval with 5 points in the game. His 6th puts Timothy Christian in the lead, 39-38, with 2:43 to go. You can feel the tension. He got them both. Christian by 2. Madison on the attack. Claggett slides into the front. They split Hughes down low on one side. Guest on the other. Outside Kerwin Stanley. Now Hatter goes down low to Hughes. He turns it back outside. Stanley gets his man in the air and pops. Doesn't go. Crashing the boards. Foul on Hirt.
Yeah, he didn't have position. He tried to reach and got in with a body. That's his 3rd one. No serious trouble. We'll see it. Yeah, there's a little lean of his body. He's moving towards the basket and got in there to him.
Morris Hughes shoots 70% at the foul line. Has never had bigger free throws. He made the first. Madison's 1 down with 2:26. Hughes could tie.
Talking about free throw shooting, they're a 68% free throw shooting team.
He got it. It's all tied up. Madison and Timothy Christian. Now watch the strategy. Voss front court. Christian holds it up. Will they run some time off the clock? Are we headed for our first overtime session? Here's Voss between the circles exchanging.
Boy, Voss is open back in there.
Tough defense.
Tony Miller's open on that backside. They're sagging over here to give that weak side help.
That's because 2 men are on here at all times. Clock has gone to 150.
They can only drill it across. It's tough to find him in there, though.
Savall tries an outside one. Not good. And the rebound comes over on the ground. Jump ball. On the floor, Harry Guest and Tony Miller.
Tony chases it down. The ones he doesn't get, he ties.
What a superlative basketball game. 40, 41, 41 to play.
There are a lot of ways to make an interesting basketball game.
Now this is a timeout on the court with 1:41 to go, and we're all tied at 40. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance.
Jim Taylor has never thought about insurance, but his parents have. So there'd always be the financial security to let Jim climb to the top, to be the best he can be. There are lots of families like Jim's in Illinois, and Country Companies have been providing them with all kinds of insurance for over 50 years. Country Companies, proud to be serving the people of Illinois, proud to be a sponsor of IHSA sports telecasts.
Hi, I'm Mike Dean, manager of the Peoria office of Shearson Loeb Rhodes, America's fastest growing investment firm. At Shearson Loeb Rhodes, we offer many investment products and services designed to meet your personal financial needs. And now to better serve our Peoria clients, we're moving to a new location at 123 Adams. So please stop by. I'd be happy to show you the office and acquaint you with some of the many services we have to offer.
Shearson Loeb Rhodes, 123 Southwest Adams, Peoria.
Frank Bissoni, Jim Turpin, and Dick Campbell, and we're going to play a 1-minute and 41-second game between Christian and Madison to see who wins this thing.
This possession here is very important, of course. The lead at 140 would be very important to a team.
Miller the height advantage. The tip goes, and a whistle on the tip. Tony Miller got called for a foul. His fourth. Tony Miller of Christian called for the personal. Madison will shoot one in bonus.
There it is. A tip tried to go ahead to Hirt. Yeah, he was in there with the legs. A little bit of a cross-body block.
Morris Hughes goes back there again. He has 8 points in the game. He gives Madison the lead, 41-40. Some clutch foul shooting in this game. And Hughes has done his share. He goes for another. Madison by 2. And they press all over. Here in the back to Klein. Double team. They've got him trapped. The count is on. Savall gets in the front court. A minute and a half to play. Christian is trailing by 2 and has the ball. Here it turns. Has a 10-footer block. Has it back. Turns and shoots and is fouled.
Oh, he chased that down. He had the shot blocked. He went right after it. These kids just don't quit. Both teams, they just stay right with the ball.
Foul is on Kerry Guess, as you see. Look at that second effort. Jeff Hirt.
Jeff's got a little extra body motion in there with the free throw. I hope.
He made the first. He has another. He's got Timothy Christian within 1. And right now there's a timeout on the court with 1:24 to go. Madison by 1. Country Companies Insurance and the nearly 1,000 Country Companies agents in Illinois are happy to be co-sponsoring these basketball telecasts. Hope you're enjoying our presentation.
Well, Frank, coming up Tuesday, March 18th. Next Tuesday will be the Super Sectionals and the AA. And then, of course, next weekend we'll have the telecast of the tournament from here at Champaign-Urbana, the Assembly Hall. But here's the way they'll line up very quickly. At DeKalb, Aurora West against Rockford Jefferson. At Peoria, Peoria Richwoods against Moline. At Aurora East, Hoffman Estates against Chicago de La Salle. At Carbondale, it's East St. Louis Lincoln and Effingham. At Evanston, Chicago Gordon Tech against New Trier West. At Normal, Lincoln against Springfield Southeast. At Creighton Mooney, Olympia Fields, that's Rich Central against Downers Grove South. And at Chicago, Chicago Collins against Chicago Manly. Here's a little trivia for you guys. What do these teams have in common? East Aurora at 24-2, Kewanee at 26-1, Proviso East at 26-1, Alton at 23-2, Zion Benton 23-2, Quincy 23-3, Bloom 22-5, Thornridge 21-4, Lockport 26-1.
A stomach ache?
They're all out.
Yeah.
Well, we have had some upsets of the rated teams in the Double A.
Some of those are really favorites. Right here, we have Jeff Hirt at the foul line. He's 2 for 4 from the line tonight with 16 points. And this one could give Timothy Christian a tie. Yes.
Got it.
1:24 in the game. Madison flying into the front court. And a foul by Saval as he knocked down Kerwin Stanley. Kerwin Stanley, number 13, coming hard.
Yeah, here he comes, and Saval was trying to chase him, and he caught up with him and made a bump, knocked him down.
Stanley shoots free throws 65%. He's got 2 points in the game. He has a 1 and bonus here. What brilliant clutch foul shooting by both these teams. Now Madison leads by 1, and they get Tyrone Eccles back in the game. Claggett comes out. Stanley has another. A junior at 5'8". Got it. Madison by 2. Plenty of time at 1:19. Saval in the backcourt with Klein. There's a bad pass.
Madison picked up the tempo on that press. They're coming at him awful quick and hard. Boy, they're under control. Look at them look down to the coach and see what he wants them to do. They're totally under control.
1:08 to play. Now, who will Christian foul? Will they have to foul?
It's a 4-corner.
1 minute in the game. Madison in the 4 corners. A steal by Christian.
Saval knocked it loose from the rear. 53 seconds. They got to go ahead and get one. They got to look for the big guy inside if they can for 20 seconds. Then put it up.
Clock on the top of your picture. Saval in the corner. Out to Klein. Klein looking. Inside here. He turns. He's in the lane. He shoots. Rolls it out. Not good. Hughes rebounds with 35 seconds to go. Madison the ball on a 2-point lead at 44-42. Stanley in the front court. Nearly stolen from him. And a whistle. There was a whistle about something.
No whistle. I think they thought there was. I think they thought there was a whistle.
Either that or he blew it unintentionally. I thought he was trying to explain something.
Okay, 27 seconds left, as you can see. Madison the ball. They have a lead of 2 points. And now a whistle and a personal foul as one of the Timothy Christian players goes rolling in to the announce table across the way.
Pat the Mad Hatter up there, a 75% free throw shooter.
Klein got the personal. And Pat Hatter is at the line, a 6'2" junior. Christian wants him to think about this. With 22 seconds, there's a timeout. Madison's lead is 44-42. We hope you're enjoying our telecast tonight on this close game. DeKalb Ag Research and the more than 750 DeKalb dealers are glad to be one of the network co-sponsors for this exciting game.
Frank, I think we should remind everyone that something new is happening tomorrow in the semifinals as far as the starting time is concerned. We've told you a number of times. I'd like to tell you once again that the first game tomorrow begins at 11:15. Our broadcast will be at 11 o'clock. It will match Oakville and Luther South. That'll be followed, of course, by the second semifinal game. And we'll have the championship game for you around 8:15 tomorrow evening. Our broadcast time will be 8 o'clock for that one. And of course, after the championship is over in the A, this is just the beginning really for us, because next week we'll have the boys AA tournament. 2 weeks from this weekend, the girls Class A and AA. And then on May 24th, a live telecast from Eastern Illinois University in Charleston of the state track meet.
Well, you hate to think that either team has to lose a game like this. We said it at the top of the day today when Oakville pulled out a close one over Mount Pulaski. But right here with 22 seconds left, Madison has a 2-point advantage, and they send Pat Hatter to the foul line. He's 3 out of 4 so far in the game. One and bonus. 3-point lead, Madison.
Yeah, that's a big free throw, maybe the biggest one he's ever shot in his life.
Now it takes 2 possessions by Timothy Christian, unless it's a 3-point play if he misses this. He did, and the rebound slipped off Hirt's hands out of bounds to Madison. And the Madison Trojans are in the driver's seat now. 21 seconds to go. Hughes, 16, 15. Madison by 3 in the ball. They're going to have to foul, and Ken Klein does foul Kerwin Stanley. Time running out on Timothy Christian's Trojans. 45-42. There's Greenfield, coach of Christian, getting off the bench. 12 seconds left, and he wants one more timeout. He's not going to get it. He didn't get it. And this free throw goes up and out. Now a whistle. You've got a lane violation, perhaps. Let's see.
I guess he stepped up there thinking the timeout had been called, and he thinking the timeout had been called. I believe that's when he crossed the lane, and he waited the free throw taken and gave him the substitute shot, I believe.
45-42 in favor of Madison. And we'll ask Tim Bramlett, our statistician, to check and see how the scoring's going so we can give you a quick recap of that here as this game is winding down. It has been some kind of game as Timothy Christian, 23-8 on the year, is 12 ticks away from being out of it, but you never can tell.
No, there's time to, if you get a miss here, to push it down the court, go for the three-pointer, or score and call the timeout. I don't know where we are in the timeouts.
Quickly now, the scoring for Timothy Christian. Jeff Hirt, 19 points in a game where he's just been covered like a blanket, and still with 19. Saval 7, Miller 6, and Pasteur 6. Klein 4 and Voss 2. 14 points by Charles Claggett of Madison. Morris Hughes has 10 for the Madison Trojans.
That was the last time out for Christian, so they're going to have to score the three-pointer, and they're in trouble. Have to intercept right away.
Kerwin Stanley has got it. He's got it. Madison's got a 4-point lead, and this one could about do it for Madison. Right in the hole, Kerwin Stanley. The cheering breaks out in the Madison section as Christian comes up and tries to save it inside to Tony Miller, who puts it up and in with 6 seconds. Here's the toss way to the other end with 3 seconds. Madison has walked off with this final game of the day. The final score in a tough, tight basketball game, 47 for Madison, 44 for Timothy Christian. What a basketball game this was. Here's the scoring totals here for Madison as they win. Claggett with 14, Hughes with 10, Hatter with 6, Kerry Guest with 3, Kerwin Stanley of those 2 final free throws with 6, Tyrone Eccles with 4 off the bench. Greg Lucas played and didn't score. Hirt led Timothy Christian with 19.
Great ball game.
So tomorrow at 11 o'clock, our broadcast time, game time 11:15, Oakville against Luther South, and then Peoria Bergen against Madison. Frank?
Okay, Frank Bassoni, Jim Turpin, and Dick Campbell, thank you very much for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock for IHSA Championship Basketball in Class A.
1 hour from now.
You've been watching another Illinois High School Association Championship event. Your network hosts have been DeKalb Ag Research.